Hi, Omega Chaos here again with another Digimon card game deck profile, and this time I'm showing my Green HerakleKabuterimon deck. So it's definitely probably one of my most competitive Digimon decks because I think it's really good. So I guess let's go as deck. So first Digitama card, so I use 3 Motimon. It's pretty nice because it has an inheritable skill that in your turn while this Digimon is level 6 or higher, it gets some TP. So that's definitely pretty good. And I also use 2 Minamon. When you're attacking, if you attack one of your opponent's Digimon, Digimon gets doesn't TP for a turn. Definitely pretty nice. Now let's see the main deck. So I use 4 Tentomon from the Green Star deck. It's a really good card. On play, reveal the top card of the deck. If it's a Green Digimon card, add it to your hand, but otherwise you have to put it to the bottom of the deck. Definitely really good to get some extra cards. Then I use 4 Palmon from the Green Star deck. It's really good as well because when attacking, if you attack opponent's Digimon, the Digimon gets 2000 TP for a turn, which of course is really good because with in combination with HerakleKabuterimon, for example, you can run over some really big Digimon. Then I also use 2 Tokunamon because on play you reveal top 3 cards of your deck and then add 1 Digimon card with Digiburst among them to your hand and place the remaining cards to the bottom of the deck. Definitely pretty good to get access to HerculesKabuterimon, but of course you only run the only Digiburst the only Digiburst Digimon you have in your deck is HerculesKabuterimon right now. Then I also use 2 Kokuvamon from the first set. It is 1 cost to evolve, but I think the inheritable skill is so good that I kind of have to use it because your turn while this Digimon is level 6 or higher, it can secure the attack +1. So since of course HerculesKabuterimon has piercing, you can get rid of even more security. The last 2 level 3s I use are 2 Golemon because it's obviously 2 cost. Okay, now the level 4s I use 2 Kabuterimon from the PT1 set. Pretty good and helpful. Your turn, this Digimon gets 1000 TP for every suspended Digimon your opponent has, so pretty nice. Then I use 4 Kabuterimon from the Green Star deck. It's pretty much a 1 cost to evolve blocker. That's definitely very nice. Then I use 4 Togemon from the Green Star deck. Pretty much has the same inheritable skill as Palmon, so that's definitely very good. And then the last level 4 is 2 Stingimon, which has pretty good inheritable skill that once per turn, well, the Digimon get delete some points Digimon in battle and survives and can gain 1 memory, so that's definitely pretty good. Now let's see the level 5s. So I use 4 HerculesKabuterimon from the Green Star deck. So basically it has really amazing inheritable skill that once per turn while this Digimon deletes some opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack, which means that if that security card even has any security skills, they don't activate because it trashes the card, it's not a security check. So very nice in combination with HerculesKabuterimon. Then I use 2 Lilemon because I want to have something with level 5 with 2 cost to evolve. So it's a pretty good card, pretty decent inheritable skill that when attacking I suspend one of opponent's Digimon without a blocker. Definitely pretty good, I think. And then I also use 2 Blossomon as my last level 5. Obviously it has TCC absorption, which means that when evolving into this Digimon, I can suspend one of my Digimon to reduce the memory cost of the evolving cost by 3, which means it becomes a 0 cost to evolve more or less. And it's definitely pretty good, but since I want to keep my Digimon in the racing area most of the time, it's not as useful as in other decks. Okay, now let's see the level 6s, obviously the main cards you want to evolve into. So of course I use 4 HerakleKabuterimon or HerculesKabuterimon, whatever you want to call it. So obviously it's pretty much the main addition. You want to get access to it as fast as possible, obviously. So it is 4 cost to evolve into, but it's definitely worth it. So it has piercing, which I probably know what it means. And also Digimon 2 to spend 1 more points Digimon, which is really good, obviously, because you use it to spend more points Digimon, attack into it, you get piercing, and you have HerculesKabuterimon under it as well. So you obviously get rid of security, and then also with HerculesKabuterimon you can get rid of anything else, the other securities as well. So definitely a very good card for this deck. Then I also use 2 Lotusmon, which is definitely a weird choice, but I think it's pretty good for this deck, because while it's on the field, basically when your opponent play a level 4 or lower Digimon, it gets immediately suspended, which is definitely very good, but you have to be careful because it works for you as well. But essentially, whenever they play something, you can just immediately attack over it, more or less. And my last level 6 I use in this deck is 1 Punch of Stingmon, because it has a really good effect or a skill that you can pretty much run over any level 7 or anything with 12,000 TP or more, and even gets security attack +2 as well, and it already has piercing as well. So definitely really good in those specific situations. And the only level 7 I use, of course, is 2 Khaosmon. So obviously really amazing card as well. It has piercing, and obviously when you never evolve into it, you unsuspend this Digimon, and you can attack one opponent's Digimon, whether they are unsuspended or not. So very nice card for sure. Now let's see the options, tamers and options. So I use 2 Ken Irishoji. So I considered using this or Mimi or both, but I ended up designing on this because, again, in this deck you want to keep your Digimon in the racing area most of the time, so you don't really want to use Mimi most of the time. So I think Ken Irishoji seems to be the better option, but I might change my mind in the future. Obviously it's a memory tamer, so you have 2 memory less at the start of the turn. You can obviously immediately cost 3, and also when my green or blue Digimon deletes opponent's Digimon by battle and survives, I can suspend the steamer and gain 1 memory. So definitely pretty nice. Now the options, so I use 2 Needles Prey. It's pretty much like Flower Cannon. You spend 1 of opponent's Digimon, and for security skill you activate the main effect, and also then you can add it to your hand as well. So definitely very good. Then one of my weird choices, I guess, I use 2 Smashed Potatoes, since obviously hidden potential discovered is limited. For a turn, next time I will evolve into a green Digimon from level 5 to level 6, I can decrease the evolution cost by 2. So essentially, if I have level 5 in my racing area and have like HerculesKabuterimon in my hand, I can obviously then put the other Kabuterimon for example level 5 from racing area to the field or battle area, and then I can use this to immediately evolve into HerculesKabuterimon for 2 cost. So which means I can then immediately use that effect and do something with that. So definitely a very good card. But unfortunately it has no security skill, so security effect, so but still I think it's a really good card. And then of course the last option I use is 1 hidden potential discovered, because it's obviously limited. So the next time one of my green Digimon will evolves this turn, I can suspend one of my Digimon reduced the memory cost of the evolution by 5, so definitely can pretty much evolve into something for free, more or less. So really, it's limited for a reason, obviously. So this was my Green HerakleKabuterimon deck. So obviously this deck will evolve in the future. We'll have some really good Digiburst support in PT5 as well, so hopefully get some Rosemons, stuff like that for sure, or maybe even Rafflesiamons. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this Digimon card game deck profile. For now, goodbye and Omakios out.